the DPP with the order, and my learned friends for the second accused also have seen the order and interrogated. I will now deliver a copy to the court. No, take this one, this one, seal. The one I'm giving the court is going to seal and stamp on the court. It's not a copy, it is sealed and proper copy. And invite the court to look at more particularly the order number 5. Which states these proceedings and also set out other orders for purposes of preparing for the hearing of the petition. And there's a mention on the 9th of this month, of October, on which day the court will give.
There's a mention on 9th, eh?
On 9th of October. And further directions will be given on that date. So not only have we, I mean, there's a stay, and on top of it, evidence to show that the matter is now actively before the High Court. So, Your Honor, I'll sit and let my colleagues respond to it. My view in respect of whether there are any directions now to be made on the basis of the application that we made orally, on the basis of this order, which stays proceedings in this matter. Again, as I said in the morning, if there was any reason to down our tools, now there is we have no alternative but to down our tools, including the tools of the Director of Public Prosecutions. In this instance, you can do the others. But this one, down the tools.
I have been served with a stay order, but a casual perusal of the order number 5, which reads as follows: that an interim conservatory order be and is hereby granted staying criminal proceedings against the petitioner in criminal case number 292 of 2018 pending before the Magistrates Court. That is not the case you're dealing with today. That's the wrong number. So these proceedings have not been stayed. These proceedings are number 38 of 2018.
Your Honor, just to help the court, if you look at the charge sheet, there's case number 292 of 2018. They are the ones who instituted the proceedings. We and it is not us that gives numbers. And all that we were given was this charge sheet. There's a case number, then there's a court file number, but more importantly, and I think this is a point which we should not take time, the charges are signed by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions on the 28th of August, yesterday. You know, the accused person was brought here yesterday, and there's a charge sheet signed by the Director of Public Prosecutions, and also signed by the officer in charge of the police station is not. And finally, Your Honor, you can look at the court file and determine whether the charges in this charge sheet are not the same as the one in the court file. And secondly, you can also confirm that this number, case number 292 and 38, and date to court, it even talks about date to court, 28th of August 2018. And then the parties. The parties are here. I may want to introduce Mrs. Douglas Oduor to the Deputy Chief Justice of Kenya, if she, yeah, the parties are there. And Stanley Mulumi is here. And then Your Honor, you just referred to Article 159 of the Constitution. If ever there is a question of a technicality or error, whichever way you consider it, then it is that one. But we stand guided.
Unless Dr. is saying she has other charges against the Deputy Chief Justice. In another case, she has other statements.
Your Honor, with due respect to everybody, this is a court of law and this is a court of record. Yes. What goes on record must be correct. It is for posterity.
So as far as the court is concerned, there are no proceedings. These proceedings have not been stayed because the case that has been stayed is number 292 of 2018. So as far as I'm concerned, unless I am served with an order that reads that 8 of 2018, I do not think that this order, if I put it here, will apply to this case. Because I also don't want to amend the order of the court. As a court, I cannot amend an order of the High Court. That would also be trespassing on other dangerous areas. I'm only guided, and I can only be bound by an order that is clear and specific. So this order, in my view, does not apply to this case. I'm not going to be bound by this order. I would rather that, because if I do that, this order, it means if there is a case in the registry, number 292 of 2018, that is the one that has been. Because you see, there is a problem. The order must be specific and it should not be subject to any interpretation by this court. It must be specific so that the court can comply with an appropriate order. I would note it and comply.
Your Honor, the situation being what it is,
Yes.
we can go before the same court to seek a correction.
Okay, let me make my decision on this because I think an order of the court must speak a language that is understood. You cannot be served with an order and then you start looking for interpretations or making your own suggestions. It must abide the court in terms of the order. That is very specific. The way you say that you must be served.
The only problem was
Yes.
through the courtesy of the prosecution.
I understand. I know it could be.
Even this charge sheet.
Well, my presumption, or I may assume that there could be an error, but you see, I'm not supposed to assume. When you are served with an order, you know, senior counsel, you know that.
But what is that number, 292?
It must be very specific.
There is a number of the charge sheet, but it's in the court file.
Your Honor, then can we address you on what the court
Just a minute.
should do in the circumstance?
Let's have some silent consultations, please.
Sorry.
Yes. 1, 2. The magistrate court, while the High Court made an order that is supposed to have altered affairs and ensured that it has frozen the process that is going on at the magistrate court, it has appeared that then the case number that was halted, that was frozen by the High Court, is not the same number of the case that is here at the magistrate court. The case that the defense side halted at the High Court level was 292 of 2018, but the case before the Chief Magistrate here, Lawrence Mugambi, is 38 of 2018. And therefore, this has created confusion. The defense side had thought that they have won it, but the Chief Magistrate, Lawrence Mugambi, has said not so fast. He has taken a while to try and make a final decision on how he will be going to decide on this particular matter. Mugambi has been quite clear. He has said that a High Court order must have clarity, must be clear on all issues, and therefore it should not have any other interpretation. That is why he has taken a moment to decide on which way to go on this one. And therefore it's interesting to see how this one is going to proceed. It had been announced loud and clear that Philomena Mwilu had gotten some sort of a reprieve, but it looks like that is not so fast. The High Court, the magistrate of the Anti-Corruption Court, Lawrence Mugambi, is in the next couple of minutes going to make a final decision on whether this case will be going on at the magistrate court or the stay orders that are purported to have come from the High Court will hold water. And therefore, it is a question of a mix-up of case number. The case before the Chief Magistrate here is numbered 38 of 2018, but the case that has been brought before him as having gotten stay orders from the High Court is case number 292 of 2018. This is the confusion that Mugambi will be grappling with, and he should be making a final determination in the next couple of minutes. And therefore, this is really, to look at it from a broader angle, is that should he decline the court or the stay order that have been brought